Hello friends, welcome to my channel, The House of Jen. Today we are going to create 4 fabulous flower arrangements. If you are new here, I love all things creative, budget-friendly decor, and more, so please subscribe. Let's jump in. So I just got back from Trader Joe's and I came back with such a big floral haul. It is hot summer right now, and so I want to show you what I got. I got a lot, and I tell you what, I always get excited about flower arranging, and I will tell you, this is the secret. Okay, you may want to write this down because this is very serious. Take notes. This is the secret to floral arranging. Okay, it's very, very serious. You have to have fun. Okay, you have to feel it from start to the middle to the whole process. It has to be energetic. It has to have inspo. It has to have fun. And that is exactly what makes floral arranging amazing. Okay, so I got back in lemons. Some of my inspo, clink, is lemons. Lemons just scream summer, and so do these happy, gorgeous yellow chrysanthemums. I have gotten them before, and sometimes it's like when you go to a restaurant and you go, this is delicious. I want to get it again. That is how I feel about these lemony yellow jumbo chrysanthemums, because they are economical, they are happy, little obedient flowers. They are wonderful. Okay. And then the inspo here, I wanted it to kind of look like a lemon tree. And this type of greenery looks like that. I also picked up some of this like yellowy, I think it's called dragon aster. Let's see. Yes, green dragon aster, which really gives some textural interest. And then I picked up some other greenery and some gorgeous white stock. If you had smell-o-vision, oh my gosh, this smells so phenomenal. It smells like perfume. Like I could bottle the smell of the stock flower. It smells so good. And these gorgeous white, look how many you get. I mean, look how many you get of those white spray roses. And they were absolutely just calling my name. And then, of course, I guess I was all about smells because I had to get these gorgeous white lilies. I am so excited about the white lilies. Always make sure that you get some with the bulbs that are like closed in there, and then have some other ones that are open. Okay, you guys. So, this is all about impromptu. I have a bunch of vases kind of all out over here. And we are just going to see how far these flowers stretch. But let me take these guys out of their packages and let's get to it. Okay, so for the first vase, I feel really inspired to use this kind of amber glass vase. I believe it's a Hearth and Hand. I'm just crazy about Hearth and Hand. But it just screams classic summer. I love kind of making things a little antique-y, a little mixing the old and new. And I think our hearts just love that, right? And so this is typically kind of a fall look. I love that kind of, chocolatey, kind of smoky amber glass. But I want to see what these gorgeous yellow flowers look in them, because it just reminds me of like old-fashioned lemonade. And so I think that's what we are going to do. So I'm just going to, again, whenever you are working with flowers, you want to pluck off these little leaves because they are the first to look decrepit and just not that pretty. So you want to take those off first. And we are going to snip off to the side here. Let's see, let me move these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so we have this right here, and I'm wondering if I should go any shorter. It looks pretty good. Maybe just a tad shorter. Okay, I like that. That looks good. And so now I'm just going to keep crisscrossing these happy little flowers. They had some other interesting flowers The selection was crazy good today at Trader Joe's, just crazy good. And I love that. I kind of love it and I kind of don't, because I can get indecisive, because I'll go, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this, I like this. But I love all of it. Okay, I think what we're going to do is kind of alternate heights. So let's just go with it. I can always change my mind later, but let's make this one taller, this one shorter, and that way we kind of have a little family of jumbo mums. Okay, isn't that sweet? We have this one. This one's kind of faced out to the side. You could also do this with sunflowers very easily. I'm just going to tuck this one in here. Okay, give it a little spin around. I think I like that one to be tall on top like that. And this is looking cute. I'm thinking probably 2 more. So let's do maybe another big one. Just kind of go with what you feel, you know. Give it a snap, about a 45-degree angle for those thirsty flowers. And I tell you what, like jumbo mums, if you have an event and you're scrambling and you just want to do something quick, this is really where it's at. Okay, let's do one more over here. Just going to take all these off. And I can already tell you that I am going to adjust the height some more, but I'm just trying to get an idea. I think this is going to be our central flower, maybe off to the side a bit. And I think I want to add in some of this green aster, which is quite nice. Okay, looking good. Give it a little snip. Oh yeah, plop that in. Oh, see how everything's kind of peeking through? That is so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, we're going to get another one of these. And you want a textural, how do I say that? It's too hard to say. Texture piece. Texture piece. We won't say textural. Texture piece. Where they have something little, something just like in interior design, you want to kind of break it up a little bit, make it all pretty, all lovely. Okay, this part is a little bit brown, so we're going to snap that off. But I really like how this is all coming together. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do a third one off to the side. And you guys, I was going to use this greenery, but I think I'm going to use it for another arrangement, maybe with the other lemon ones later, but I'm kind of just liking this so far. So really, when you have an arrangement and you have a bunch of flowers, you really don't know what is going to look exactly right until you pop it in. But then you're like, aha, aha, aha. Now that comes together, right? Okay, so this is really fun. I'm liking the different angles. I'm going to put this one kind of off to the side. But yes, this has so much personality, so much personality. And you want to just kind of look around all the different angles. But I'm really loving this kind of narrowed collar, this narrowed neck. You could also put a bright yellow bow or white bow or black and white ribbon, whatever you want. So we have one done. And let's go on to the next one. I'm going to clean this up and I'll come back in just a moment. Okay, next one. I am so excited to show you the Premium Rose Lily. Now, let me tell you, like, if you are a fragrance person, you are going to love this. But if you really don't like fragrant flowers, you're going to hate it. So this is a love-hate relationship. I love the smell of these. In the car, you can smell it on the way home, especially in the heat. But they have these nice little like mesh, little like wrappers to keep them in place. And so you just want to really delicately remove these, because these are just for like in packing and to hold them together. And I so appreciate that they do that. So the beautiful blooms can stay intact. but you can see the kind of like pink and white ombre kind of look. They're just so beautiful. And then we have 3 other bulbs here. I'm trying to learn more about like growing flowers. These, oh my gosh, they're just, I can't even tell you how absolutely gorgeous they are. So I selected this plain white vessel. It's actually to arrange like kitchen utensils, and it's really simple, but I just keep going back to it again because some flowers, you want a variety of shaped vases and like different heights. And these tend to be a little on the shorter side. And so I wanted to kind of match the height. And so I'm just going to give these a little snip off to the side. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see. They tend to kind of angle down. I have a Scotch tape grid on these. You could use floral food. I don't know. I like to give you simple floral food. I meant floral tape. Sorry. I like to give you simple ideas that anybody can do. And that's really, really, really what it's all about, because I tell you what, my personality gets really intimidated about things until I actually realize it's just not that scary. It's not hard to do. And oh my goodness, these are just so fragrant. When I've gotten these before, I picked up one bundle and I was like, why did I just get one bundle? I really need to get 2. And so I'm so glad that I got 2. These are just so, so lovely. I want to see if I can see how many can fit in here. That's a bit tall. We're going to give it a little snip. But you guys, like, you know, I don't feel like you have to have an occasion to have flowers. They're so pretty. So what are y'all doing this summer? What are y'all doing this summer? Do y'all have vacation plans? Comment below. Are you just enjoying your home? You know, I can be a bit of a homebody because I am an introvert. I'm an expressive introvert. And I love just being able to develop my home. Okay, so we're going to do another one there. Oh, that's looking so good. I'm just utilizing this entire center grid for this one. I'm going to take another one here. And we just want to plop off any yellowish leaves. Look how beautiful, like, the striation of a leaf. It's not nature. Is it just not absolutely amazing? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so we're going to give this one a little snip. And put this, I'm actually putting these all in the center because it's just working out that way. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And I think this whole entire one is going to be dedicated to lilies. I have noticed that if you do more of one type of a flower, it actually ends up being a lot prettier. Now these were a little bit more expensive, but not too bad. Oh, I made that one a little short. So you know what happens? Okay, you don't have to freak out. You can just make the other ones a little bit shorter. Because at first you go, oh no. But in fact, this is probably a better height for these anyway. So we're just gonna bring them all down. Bring them all down. And let's see, I have one more here. I'm gonna remove these. And then I'm thinking about gotta be really careful. On the, there we go. Thinking about putting greenery on the circumference. Oh, these smell so good. Okay, this is making, oh no. See, this one wasn't quite as fresh. What do we do when something like this is talking back to us? We just do that. That's all. It's no big deal. Okay, and this one I'm going to put off to the side. Okay, so this is looking really, really energetic, really, really pretty. And you spin it around and you go, what does it need? What does it need? Well, you get 2 types of greenery and you put them side by side. That's what you do. So you say, do I want more of a modern, elegant feel If you do, you want a sturdier green. Okay, and I'll show you what the look of the greenery, how it changes it. There's that one, but what you also want to take in account of is this green, if you're looking at the shade, is a different shade than this green. This green is more pigmented. It's more, I don't know, like verdant, and this one is more lemony green. And so for that reason, I feel like this one and the delicate elegance of the flower, I think I'm gonna go with this one. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put these all around, and that's gonna be our filler for this particular piece because it's very elegant, it's very beautiful. Okay, but it's also very tall. So we're gonna give it a snip. That there, okay? And take another one here. Look how beautiful. So pretty. Put this one off to the side. I'm gonna make it a little bit taller. This is really looking extremely gorgeous, and it's making me so happy. I don't know. I know they're not called sweet pea leaves, but they just remind me of little sweet pea leaves, and they're so pretty. And this one, I always go and grab the things that make you happy in flower arranging and interior design, all of it. And these make me very happy. I think because they're elegant and they're just very whimsical. I just really, 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 really love them. Okay, this has so much personality. And I'm just going to look, fill in gaps, maybe put one right here. Oh yeah, it's so pretty. I just can't even. I can't even. It's so pretty. All right, so we're gonna tuck this in here and just kind of all go around. Maybe another one right here. And then maybe that's about it. We'll see. Well, actually, let's put one off in the center. Like that. And then this one needs to be a little shorter. And then you just kind of, you just kind of feel it out. Let's see. You want it to have energy. You want it to have motion. And this type of greenery really gives some textural emphasis. And I also don't want to overfill this because these blooms are going to open up. And so you really have to consider that. So if I were to say, tuck in these spray roses in here, these are going to be like, I need my space. I need room to blossom. And so we are just going to leave this arrangement just like that. Now I do have some Scotch tape that is sort of visible. So I may experiment. I may go back and put like a lacy ribbon or something around this, but I really feel like this is simple and elegant and classic just as it is. This, now if you put it in a bathroom, you're going to walk in and be like, woo, what does that smell? Okay. But if you just have it out in an open space, it's really beautiful. Let's go on to the next arrangement. Okay, so for this bubble vase, I want to add some more yellow flowers. I got 2 of these jumbo mums, and you could add some fruit at the bottom, which would be really pretty if you wanted to sink some lemons down in there. And I actually thought about doing that, but I want to use my lemons for lemonade or something. So, okay. Really like lemon ginger. I've been doing this lemon ginger drink and it's so delicious. Maybe I'll have to show you on one of our videos. Okay, so we're gonna plop off all of these little things and just put this on the little bubble vase. We're gonna snip here, go off to the side, maybe snip a little bit more. Good, we're doing good, okay? And I don't know why. You really can, there's not really a rule. You can do the flowers first. You can do the greenery first. Everybody has their preference, but I really just like eyeballing it. Okay, so I'm just going to put all of these delicately. Ideally, I would have liked to have 5, but I don't have 5 of these. So we're going to make it work. Really having an odd number kind of help. So maybe we'll start with 3. No, we are definitely going to have more than that. Okay, so what I would suggest, if you have this taped off, I would have several in the same grid. That way you have a perfect geometrical triangle, if that makes sense. Okay, because if I were to put this in a separate grid like this, it doesn't hold together. It's not going to have the same ratio. So just pick a grid and let them all kind of do their thing in their own grid. Okay. It's so much easier. Your life will be so much easier. So there's no rules, and yet there are rules. It's kind of how it is in life, right? Okay, so we've got those 3. And I'm going to add in this gorgeous filler. Now, here is the problem. Okay, this is a big, big cluster. And so I don't know if I want to necessarily take the cluster apart because it could just look really pretty and full, but I think I am. So I think what I'm gonna do, you guys, maybe I'm not. No. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave it right here and then add our greenery. Okay. So I have this beautiful greenery and I know that I want to use this in here. So I'm going to use my greenery first. So when you do things on the fly like this, you really have to kind of think things through. Okay, so on the perimeter, yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do all our leaves on the perimeter. And since we have an odd number, this is going to be our happy little texture middle. And I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work, you guys. Okay. All right, and so these I feel like look happy just dangling off to the side. This looks really bunchy, and I think at the end I'm going to do something with it. But somehow I just have to get the overall picture in my mind. Is this a bug? Oh my gosh, it is a bug. These have little bugs on the back of them. They do, they have little bugs. They're like glued on there. I think they were like hairsprayed, but check for little critters. Are they bugs? I'm trying to tell. I think they are. Does that look like a bug? No. I think it's part of the no, it's not a bug. Sorry. It is not a bug. I don't mean to be alarming. It's not a bug. It was just part of the leaf. So yes, beautiful Trader Joe flowers, no bugs. Okay, it was not a bug. I thought it was a bug. It's part of the leaf. Okay, so we're gonna have this one angled kind of up like this. And this is really bothering me. It's so busy, so busy. Y'all, you're gonna have moments where you feel like you're a kindergartner and you're trying to just get it together. And that's one of these moments, I feel like. But okay, so let's pluck these off to the side. Let's just take most of them off. Let's see what they look like individually now. Ah, yes, they can breathe. It's so much better. The arrangement looks so much better this way. And I'm gonna add this one in the center. Now it's coming together. You know when something just bothers you and you can't get it off your mind? That's how I feel when I don't like something about my flowers. Okay, put that in the center. There we go. And now we're gonna let them all kind of breathe. Breathe, flowers, breathe. Okay, so this way is one way that you can kind of economically utilize if you have a big cluster like this and you just want to get the most bang for your buck. Well, then by all means, right? By all means, that's what you need to do. So we're just going to keep going. One right there. And pluck this off. Maybe put one in the center for, yeah, I like one that's kind of a little more in the center. I like that. And we're just going to keep going. But back to the beginning of the video, what was I saying? We want our flowers to have energy. We want them to have motion. We want them to have life. Okay. And so when you feel like something doesn't have life on it anymore, you need to redirect. Maybe it is, that's kind of a principle in relationships and everything. It should always be a signal. It should always be a signal that you need to move in a different direction. Okay, so we have that. And I think we need some more greenery. Yes, we are really coming together now. Poke this one up here, spin it around, and lovely. Okay, I'm gonna try to pop. Man, these are like hanging on for dear life. These waxy greens, they don't want to be trimmed. Stick that one off in the middle. Okay, here's a gap right here. We need a little greenery to save the day. And okay, we're gonna plop that in right there. Looks good. And maybe one right here. Come on now. Let's see. Right, where did I say? Right here? What did I say, you guys? All right, right there. Okay, this is really coming to life. And I'll tell you, if you grab this greenery, you will not regret it because it makes everything come to life. It really, really does. And I think, do you ever have that feeling like I got the last little thing of greenery? Sometimes it's like that and you just feel triumphant, like you just won a prize. Okay, so I think this looks really, really, really good. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. Yes, it is fantastic. Do I have any more of this greenery? No, that's an old mom. Okay, so this worked. It really, really, really did work. Like I said, ideally, I would have loved to have one more yellow mom right there, but we made it work with the extra, you know, extra piece of texture right there. So I think that looks really good. And let's move on to our next bouquet. Okay, I have 2 vases filled and I don't know if I will use both of them, but I am thinking about going to this taller vase. It's always my go-to vase. Everyone needs a good go-to vase. So let's start off with that one. And all right, so one of my all-time favorite flowers is stock flowers. These bunches are super fragrant and very inexpensive, and they just look really, really romantic. So they would be gorgeous, like just to brighten someone's day or if you have an event. And this one is not even taped off, but I'll show you. Look at the length, okay? Doesn't this just look like this vase is just perfect for this? It's just very elegant. And these flowers, oh my gosh, I just think they're so lovely. And I picked up 2 huge bunches of these because invariably you will have some that are better quality than others. And I just think they're so, so lovely. And really, you could just put a whole bunch of this white stock in here and just call it a day. And you really could, because sometimes less is more. But I think we're going to try to add in some of this gorgeous greenery off to the side because, again, this has kind of that romantic personality and they just look like they are really kind of related to each other. They're like, you know, they look like they go together. So we are just going to add all this gorgeous greenery where it's all swoopy off to the side and then add some more of this gorgeous stock. Okay. Don't forget to cut your angle. All right. And I think if I were to personally, like just throw together something, you just want to throw it together, and I want it super easy and I want it beautiful. and I want it elegant and I don't want it to take a long time because I have 5 million things to do that day, I would say get you a bunch of white stock and one beautiful complementary greenery. Again, it's all about something that complements. See how elegant this greenery is? Again, it's my go-to greenery because it instantly elevates your arrangement. It makes it gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And so now my next question is, do I add my little spray roses in here? Do I tuck them in or do I save this for a separate arrangement? Well, that is kind of gorgeous to break it up. And I feel like it almost needs some of these to break it up. So I'm going to break my rule for a minute and just plop these in without trimming them, just to get an idea and see. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. I really do like that. So let's give these a little bit of a trim. Take off the leaves. But really the light ivory, what do y'all think? Doesn't that look like buttercream icing? My goodness, that is so pretty. This would look lovely. Somebody's getting married or they are just wanting to have a beautiful day. Okay, that looks really pretty. I keep squeaking my turntable here. Let's do another one. Y'all, I was so excited. These spray roses, I think they were like $5.99 at Trader Joe's. Do you see all the little buds? These would be really pretty in bud vases as well. Snip this off. And you get a ton. That's what I really like about the spray roses, is they have such a generous amount. And you can really use these for so many different arrangements. And you'll inevitably have leftovers. Okay, so that looks really nice. I'm going to take another flower here and just pluck off some of these leaves. Okay, off to this side. This one over here. Super lovely. Awesome. Let's kind of give it a spin. Arrange. This is looking really nice. I'm going to put another rose right here. Okay. And oh yeah, let's trim it. Because sometimes it gets a little brown and murky, and so really you're kind of cutting off the dead, the old, and allowing new life to flow into the stem. Okay, tuck that right there. And you can always twirl it around, but oh, I'm loving it. We need one more right here. Isn't that what you said? Yeah, I can hear y'all. Y'all, you need one more right there. I hear you. I agree with you. Okay, let's put it right here. And stick it low. Oh yeah, see how like effortlessly elegant the white, cream, and green arrangements. And you guys, this is all like spray roses, stock, and the lovely flowers. I think that looks so nice. I could always add some more, but what do you think? Isn't that gorgeous? Now let's look at all our arrangements on the table and you can tell me which one is your favorite. Okay, I had so much fun arranging flowers with you. We did four fabulous arrangements. And the funnest thing about them were that we created these together. I had no idea what I was going to do. And I still have flowers left over. Oh my goodness, why don't we name the arrangements? Why not? Let's think about it. I have to think about this on camera with you. What should we call this one? It's lemon, it's zesty. How about Leona? We'll call this one Leona. This one is just beautiful and elegant. Why don't we just call it Grace? Love that one. And then this one is just chirpy and zesty. Oh my goodness. Why don't we call it Birdie? It reminds me of like a canary. This one's Birdie. And this one is just so elegant. We will call this Viviana. And so all our flowers have names. I think it's more fun that way, don't you? Had a blast. Like, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching.